Yo, what's up? It's the coffee break time, as you see, with the nice green scenery around. We are going from Tabanan to home to Sanur, so it's actually quite long journey. So we decided to have a small little break.
One of our favorite restaurant in Munggu area, Canggu
Munggu
or
area.
Munggu area.
Something between Canggu and Tanakhlot, if you are not familiar.
Very cozy place.
Very nice.
Alright, so I'm gonna show you how is the restaurant, the ambience, and the swimming pool. There is a swimming pool here, and then just look at the rice paddies. Very nice. Just around is rice paddies. Yeah, but unluckily, like next door is the brand new building. People is building, and then in front also brand new building. Very nice. Unluckily that they didn't have a cake today, so we only order hot cappuccino. Hi Doggo. He's sleeping. So this restaurant is dog friendly also, and you see many digital nomads are also working here. Sad thing is next door is this brand new building. Oh my goodness. Hi honey, and we are having coffee here. This morning I read one interesting article from Al Jazeera News, and it was published in, I think that yesterday. So it's about, could Bali's unvaccinated visitors create a new COVID hotspot? So it says like the resort island of Bali has rushed out vaccines so it can reopen to tourists, but people on short-term visitors visa are not included. So it means that if you are on business visa or if you are on tourist visa, you cannot get the vaccines in Indonesia, unluckily. And it says briefly, like as Indonesian province, yeah, that has suffered the most economically as a result of the pandemic, Bali has been given priority under Indonesian vaccine rollout plan. So the resort island can believed to be reopened as soon as possible. And some 70% of the island's population has had one dose of the vaccine, and 19% have had both, and compared with only 22.5% and 9.7% nationally. But you know, there is a glaring gap in the island's vaccination program. While some of 110,000 people, mostly Westerners, who are concentrated in the surf and nightlife hub of Canggu, and while highly mobile and sociable, have only little access to vaccine. The news about anti-vaxxer cluster. So it means like Indonesia has been officially nowadays closed the foreign tourists since the start of the pandemic. But in the past 12 months, hundreds of thousands of people from Russia, Europe and Americas have managed to get into the country with a social or business visa issued at Indonesian embassy abroad. They are often organized by visa agents in Bali that charge hundreds of dollars to provide all of documentation required, including the names and addresses of de facto sponsors for this visa. However, last week the back door closed, and foreigners with social or business can no longer enter Indonesia. So foreigners on short-term visas are not eligible for COVID vaccines in Indonesia to protect supplies. So only those with work permits, retire visa, or representative of foreign countries that can get a jab through the free government rollout or gotong royong. It said gotong royong visa, a gotong royong vaccine, a private vaccination scheme financed by employers. So yeah, it means that only for those who hold kitas or kitab can get the vaccine. Like Damian already got his vaccine. So in this article it says like, so now we have a situation with a lot of unvaccinated people concentrated in an area where COVID is virulent, and the problem is being exacerbated by the distrust of Sinovac and the vaccine developed in China that went through the late stage trial in Indonesia and now is the backbone of the country's vaccination program. And one of the most important thing that I see from this article is that there is also a large number so-called anti-vaxxers whose opinions reflect the eclectic roots of tourism in Bali that evolved from hippie destination in the 1970s to become the region's leading wellness destination. This one, one quotation from someone, yeah. And he said like, I believe building up my own immune system is equal to be shot as long as you are healthy with no existing medical condition. So said by the long-time expat from US who is eligible for vaccine in Bali and asked that, you know, their name be withheld. Alright guys, so whenever I read this one, it doesn't mean that I persuade people to get vaccine or not. It's just, you know, getting vaccine or not is totally is your right. If you believe it, if you not, it's totally your right. But in this article, it says that what will happen now in Canggu will actually depend on many things, including how much that group interacts with the rest of the population and their demographic makeup. So it means that it will be believed like there is a new cluster between the anti-vaxxers. So again, it is just, personally I don't, you know, like maybe some of you don't believe in the vaccine or something like that. It's your right. But I just read from this one and then I can make a conclusion that why nowadays police and everyone to Chalang checking in Canggu. Because yeah, most maybe, you know, because most of the anti-vaxxers living there and they Indonesian government believe that can make a new cluster in Bali.
So basically guys, as Winnie said, that's what's going on right now in Bali. Unless we make yesterday's video about so many people basically leaving Bali and Indonesia, going to different countries around the world or going back home. And this is some statement how many people left in Bali, and it's saying it's about 109,000 foreigners left in Indonesia right now, in Bali Island. Almost 80,000 of people, they are only on visitors visa. So basically, if these people, they're not gonna get the vaccination, either you like it or not, doesn't matter, I don't really care about that. This means, as these people in the next few months, maximum 5-6 months, they will need to go home. And only 31,000 people have a KITAS or ETAP, which is mean permanent stay or temporary stay permit, and only these people, probably expats, will stay in Bali. So that's mean if it's already so empty in Bali, because it's obviously very empty, right? And we have around 110,000 people from foreign country, and only 30,000 left, that means as will be extremely deserted everywhere, and the Canggu will look like a poppy lanes in Kuta, and Seminyak probably will be the same, and like Ubud probably will be completely empty. When it's empty now, you saw on my vlogs, it's already very empty, but will be completely like almost nobody will be there. So that's only the future for the next probably half year in Bali. That's how it looked like. So this is the warung where we were, and not so long ago was only warung here, but now was the beautiful rice fields, but many buildings, unfortunately. Fortunately or fortunately. Yeah. Another restaurant. This is all actually brand new in this area of outside Canggu. This Canggu is developing, actually, is moving into Tanah Lot direction.
Alright, so this area is called Munggu area. As you know that nowadays all the accommodation moving slowly to the west, and you see that now slowly the rice paddies turn into building. So yeah, this is how it is. It's changed. I think that it's just in few years, you know, like
This year, I mean.
yeah, in this year. And then on the left and the right side is the guest house, you know, villas, or like this one. I think this one is very brand new one.
Alright, today's vlog we talk little bit a lot, but we want to share very important information regarding the potential future of Bali, what's gonna happen in the next few months, and yeah, that's how it look like for today.
Yeah, I think that's all our video today, guys, and now it's time to go home back to Sanur. And thank you for watching. As usual, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
See ya. Take care,
Stay safe.
guys.